I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. Trying to figure out who I am, who I'm supposed to be. Good about where I stand, so I can make the most of me. Coming back down from space, a million miles away. There's a lot of love in this place, and I'm just trying to say that I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Been a long time living this way, worrying what people say. Feeling like I don't fit in, but I won't give up, no I won't give in. I've been looking for something more. What you really looking for? Been with you since you were born. Since you were born, you're good. You're good, you're good, you're good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. You only live once. I'm good with myself. I'm there for my friends until the very end. You only live once. I'm good with myself. I'm there for my friends until the very end. I want to see another love revolution. Find a way to be a better person. If we come together like we should, we could all be good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good.
Good morning. Today is a good day because today and every day we have swung wide the doors to the presence of God, knowing that Spirit is in this place and in all places and all people. And just as the sun has awakened us to a new day, the Spirit of God within awakens us to divine glory. And this glory within and all around us is everywhere we look and in every situation we encounter. With our hearts centered in Spirit, we can quiet our thoughts and meditate on the wonder of all of God's creation and our oneness with it. So I invite you now to take a deep breath. Become comfortable and gently release any cares of the day, because your sole purpose at this moment is to experience the divine, and you begin to do so now as you relax into this sacred time and space at Unity Spiritual Center. Seeing through eyes of oneness, acknowledging our oneness, we at Unity Spiritual Center celebrate and honor people of every culture, of every creed, of every religion, of every race, of every age, and every lifestyle, knowing that there are many paths to God, many faces of God, many names for God, but only one God. And that God is expressing through all people in unique, special and individual ways. Let's see here. We have Plan B. It's playing. Can you see it where you are? Remember that you too carry a divine flame within, that you are a walking, talking, individualized expression of God. We honor the one presence and power of God with Unity's foundation statement, which you'll find on the screen behind me. And I invite you to join with me in saying it aloud together. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as my life, God the good, omnipotent. We give thanks for our spiritual community and for the beauty of our spiritual center. We give thanks that Unity Spiritual Center is a welcoming, warm, and inclusive community dedicated to studying and putting into practice empowering principles and tools for happiness, health, prosperity, and successful living. We give thanks that with our spiritual teachings, we can create extraordinary lives and a peaceful planet through our relationship with the loving God presence within each of us and through our relationships with one another. Our vision and the opportunity for each one of us here is that you discover the power within you to create the life of your dreams, that you have peace of mind and deep happiness, that you enjoy joyous and loving relationships with yourself, with spirit, and with others, that you spend your days doing what you love and feel called to do, and most of all, that you know that your life matters, that you make a difference, and that the world is a better place because you're here. I don't think we have anybody visiting us today, but as you know, we always pass out shell lays that have a tag on it that says, just as God has a design for every shell in the sea, God also has a design for your life. So we'll spend a little bit more time talking about that later, about what it is, the privilege that we all have to do something special with our lives. And as I always mention, if you ever want to make an appointment to talk to me about anything on your mind, about Unity, or anything, just feel free to make an appointment using the contact information that is printed on all of our material. So as we move now into the meditative portion of our service and prepare to raise our voices together in song, please do turn off your cell phones or any other electronic devices if you haven't done that already. And I will pass the baton to our music director, Michael Hatfield.
And actually, Michael Michaelo is conducting today. He told me that.
Awesome.
And he's brought his daughter with him to help.
Excellent. Maybe Rose can do tambourine, huh?
Oh, you know, excellent idea.
That's right.
Yeah. I think you already know what we're doing, right?
Yep.
Think we can handle this? I think we can handle this. Okay. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. We are going to have a good time. We're going to eat some good food. We're going to appreciate where we are. We are going to do all those things in song. Oh, good. I've got
Excellent.
Ruben, too. All right. We are enlisting people. Yeah, we stand next to her so she doesn't feel so. Wait a minute. You don't have any.
No, I don't.
I know you like that one. Okay.
Why don't we burn off calories by standing up?
Yes, we'll stand up because we remember we're going to be eating our way through the afternoon. So we'll need a little bit of that. Okay. Everybody ready? I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Singing and swaying with my mind stayed on spirit. Swinging and swaying with my mind stayed on spirit. Swinging and swaying with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Percussion breakdown. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Sing that last part again. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. One more time. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Yes, sir. I think the blood is now flowing.
Yeah, we all needed that, didn't we? All right. So as we continue to get comfortable in our seats and move into the meditative portion of our service, relaxing even more deeply into this time of worship, prayer, and meditation, let us open our hearts to receive the message of today's daily word. The message of the day, or the word for the day, is "We are one," and it will be read by Brian Lance. Lakshmi Crawford.
A little late on my cue. Sunday, November 18th, 2018. In oneness, we live in love. Jesus was clear to those who gathered in his name when he shared, "Just as I have loved you, you also should love one another." John 13:34. His followers observed this directive by gathering in spiritual communities, sharing freely with each other, and giving readily to those in need. Their commonality was a willingness to live in love. I remember Jesus' words, and I feel my loving connection to all other beings on this planet. I know that we are all truly spirit, intimately connected and linked through the energy of divine mind. I send my energy out in the form of peace and love in my work, play, and service to others. I share oneness. In doing this, I am reaffirming the connection with infinite love and with all life. In oneness, we live in love. And I quote, "By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, and you have love for one another." John 13:35.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Unity Spiritual Center is a center of prayer and healing. Just want to make sure everybody's got a seat. Yeah. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. On our special day, we have a Thanksgiving potluck, so please stay afterward. That's why you see tables in our sanctuary. They're not usually set up like this, but we're having a feast. So we welcome you to Unity Spiritual Center, and we hope you'll join us for the meal afterward. Unity Spiritual Center is a center of prayer and healing. We have a communal prayer box in the back that people are always invited to put a prayer request form in. We have the blank prayer request forms printed on green paper. They're on that table as well. We always like to spend a moment keeping those prayer requests in our heart, knowing that they come from members of our community. We also are thinking of our larger community here in Northern California, the fires that are still not contained, that have devastated so many lives. So I do want to say a special prayer, a different prayer from the one I said last week that specifically speaks to all those who are affected by the prayer, by the fire, and we hope affected by the prayer as well. Eternal God, amid all the turmoil and changes of this world and all the natural disasters we have seen, we know that your love is steadfast and your strength never fails. In this time of sadness and anxiety, may those whose homes are threatened or have been lost feel comfort, courage, and hope to face the future. Oh God, we give thanks for your creative power in our world. We give thanks that divine love is revealed in the midst of this suffering and chaos. Give strength and perseverance to all those who are offering aid and comfort, especially to the brave firefighters and first responders. Move us with compassion to share the burden of crisis with all your children, those in our region and those beyond. Remind us to continue our prayers long after the shock of this disaster has passed. Oh God, where hearts are fearful and constricted, grant courage and hope. Where anxiety is infectious and widening, grant imagination and resistance. Where distrust twists our thinking, grant healing and illumination. Where spirits are daunted and weakened, grant soaring wings and strengthened dreams. All these things we ask in the name of and through the power of the Christ consciousness that dwells within us all. Amen. As you know, if you've been here before, we do pray on the prayer requests placed on our communal box, and then we forward them to Silent Unity at Unity's World Headquarters, where they're prayed on for an additional 30 days. As I mentioned, the green prayer request forms are available in the back of the sanctuary next to the box. But we do have a time where we can make our prayers audible, and this is the time to offer your prayer needs aloud to your spiritual family here so that we can support you and stand with you. So after we sing the introduction to this song, which Michael will lead us through, you are invited to share your prayer aloud, and we will answer each prayer request by singing, "Your prayer is my prayer too."
We are connected by the heart. Where do you end? Where do I start? Whatever you feel, I feel too. You're a part of me. I'm a part of you. Your prayer is my prayer too. 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 Your prayer is my prayer too.
also have a time in our service where we share our blessings, those things we are grateful for. In this week of Thanksgiving, this is the time to share our Thanksgivings with your spiritual family.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
We give thanks for this opportunity to bless and to be blessed in spirit. We give thanks for the feelings of peace, of connection, of warmth that fill our hearts and our minds right now. We give thanks for the privilege of praying for others in our community and around the globe. And we affirm that always, no matter what appearances are, we can know that divine love and divine order is everywhere present. At Unity Spiritual Center, your prayer is our prayer too.
Got the courage to stand by my conviction. Gonna make right what is wrong. I've got the courage, there is no restriction. Gonna sing it out in a song. I've got the courage to fix what is broken. I'll find the strength, my words will be spoken. I'll change the tide with God on my side. 'Cause I've seen a lonely heart start to cry. I've touched a face that's ready to die. I've heard the sound of pain in the air. I've heard the silence of people who don't care. And there's one thing I know that I repeat every day: nothing will change unless I stand up and say that I've got the courage to stand by my conviction. Gonna make right what is wrong. And I've got the courage, there is no restriction. Gonna sing it out in a song. I've got the courage to fix what is broken. I'll find the strength, my words will be spoken. I'll change the tide with God on my side. Because too many people are starving on the street. Too many children with no shoes on their feet. So many families that don't have a home. So many looking for a job of their own. Patrick. One thing I know that I repeat every day. Nothing will change if I stand up and say that I've got the courage to stand by my conviction. Gonna make right what is wrong. I've got the courage, there is no restriction. Gonna sing it out in a song. 'Cause I've got the courage to fix what is broken. I'll find that strength and my words will be spoken. I'll change the tide with God on my side. Because, and if I can help, then help is on the way. I'll take a moment to close my eyes and pray. I'll take my hands and put them to good use. I'll build a world where there is no abuse. There's one thing I know that I repeat every day. Nothing's gonna change unless I stand up and say, help me here now. I've got the courage to stand by my conviction. Gonna make it right what is wrong. I've got the courage, there is no restriction. Gonna sing it out in a song. I've got the courage to fix what is broken. I'll find the strength, my words will be spoken. I'll change the tide with God on my side. 'Cause I've got the courage.
Let's see if this is on. Yeah, it is on. Excellent. Thank you, Michael. That was such a great song. I know you wrote that, right? And it's so perfect for what we're talking about today. Because we're going to be talking about what's ours to do. And I wanted to start with this wonderful quote by Plutarch, who I found out was both a Greek and a Roman philosopher. He was born in Greece and moved to Rome. This is what Plutarch said. The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. Isn't that nice? We're going to talk about our fire. We're going to talk about our personal soul fire today. Why? Because we're talking about education. And as you know, if you've been here before, I have looked at every word in our mission statement this year. And we devoted an entire month to every word. And so now we are on the second to last word, which is education. And I have to say that this month was enough to convince me that I'm not going to do that next year because it's been hard to come up with topics for education, I got to tell you. But the more I delved into it, the more I realized it's a really important topic. It's a really important topic. Specifically with the definition that I'm working with, which comes from a root of the word education. If you go far back enough, you learn that education comes from a word that means to bring out or to lead forth. So that's the definition that I'm working with, to bring out or to lead forth. And a really interesting story, just totally on the fly. I see a spiritual director. I always believe that ministers should see ministers, spiritual directors should see spiritual directors, therapists should see therapists. And so I was visiting my spiritual director on Thursday, and I happened to mention this thing I was working on with education. And she goes, yes, that means to bring out or lead forth. And I'm like, girl, how did you know that? You know, I had to dig really deep to find that definition, but she knew it right off, and I thought that was great. And the reason I like working with that definition is because we all have the potential to be educators in that sense, don't we? If that's what education is, if it's that idea of kindling or helping to cultivate somebody's fire, you know, our own and other people around us, then that's a very important role to play. And we are all educators in that sense. So we've looked at this year, bless you, we've looked at educating ourselves. we've looked at what it means to educate others, and now we're looking at the very lofty title of educating our communities and our world, which seems like it could be an impossible task if we're not famous, if we don't have a platform of writing or speaking or being a politician or celebrity. We might think, well, how can we possibly educate our communities and our world? But I want to explore with you some ways that we can do. And of course, as we talked about, we can do that. And as we talked about last week, most of what educates other people about us is our very presence, right? We don't usually educate somebody if we're just spouting off words. I think more and more these days, authenticity is such an important piece to bring to the table, because that's what really convinces, right? That's what really inspires, is somebody's authenticity. And when you are embodying that which it is that you care the most about, when it is part of your very essence, when your presence speaks to it, when you're a living example of it, that's how we can begin to really educate, to bring that forth in others. So last week, we talked about how our spiritual lives might serve as a light in this world. And I gave you the time to meditate on that. I even gave you time during the service to think about that. Like, how is your spiritual life an illumination in this world? And I'm going to give you another reflection piece today that's similar but slightly different. And it's about how we educate others about our particular cause or passion, what we might see as our purpose in the world, where we see ourselves being the most able to bring out or to lead forth. And I want to work with a question that was posed to me many times throughout the last 9 months. As many of you know, I took a 9-month teacher training. It was painting. It was how to teach others to paint in this wonderful symbolic style that you see all around you. And these paintings were done by my teacher, Shiloh Sophia. And she often posed this question to us, and I want to pose it to you. What is yours to cause or create? Big question, important question. What is yours to cause or create? So other ways of looking at that might be, what is it that you want to take a stand for? What is it that you want to make a purpose of your life, of your very existence? What are you here to educate your communities and the world about? The spiritual teacher, Eknath Ace Warren, said, your life is your message. So if your life is your message, what message are you giving? It's really fascinating question to spend some time with. You know, we read The Soul of Money by Lynn Twist, I guess it was a year ago. And in that book, she talks about your checkbook will tell you what you deem important in life. But we're looking at this question from a slightly different angle. This is our choice. You know, this is what we feel we're here for. So I'm going to give you some time again today to think about that. And we can do it in silence. You don't have to come up, Michael. I'm going to give you about three minutes or so in the silence to think about this question. Now, the word silent is sort of an inverse of the word listen. And so that's why I want to give you this time, is because we live really busy lives. And as we head toward the holidays, they're going to be busier than ever, right? And so this kind of opportunity to just be still is going to be less and less in the coming month and a half. So I want to give you that time, and if you want to close your eyes, that's great. You don't have to. But these are the two questions that I want you to sit with. What is mine to cause and create? And the second question is, what message, this is the question to ask yourself, what message is my life telling my communities and the world about what's important to me? Okay? What is mine to cause and create? What message is my life telling those around me, my communities and my world, about what's important to me? So I'm going to give you about 3 minutes in the silence. So isn't that nice? That was only 3 minutes. And how rare it is for most of us to have even 3 minutes of silence in our lives. You could cover a lot of territory in 3 minutes, right? Did you notice that? Yeah. Yeah, it's really important. Many of you are familiar with the Sufi poet Rumi. He said this. He said, "Make everything in you an ear, each atom of your being, and you will hear at every moment what the source is whispering to you, just to you and for you, without any need for my words or anyone else's. You are, we all are, the beloved of the beloved. And in every moment, in every event of your life, the beloved is whispering to you exactly what you need to hear and know. Really lovely passage from Rumi, that we need to take that time to listen, because we will be guided in every moment, in every event of your life. The beloved is whispering to you exactly what you need to hear and know. Rumi wrote in the 14th century, but it's a concept that has been written about by spiritual teachers throughout history and ever since. And Mahatma Gandhi said something similar. He said, God speaks to us every day, only we don't know how to listen. So I'm going to be even more challenging by saying that change in our world can't happen unless we listen. Nothing's going to change unless we listen. We can't educate others unless we listen. We must listen to God in order to make things happen in our lives, in our communities, and in our world. We need to spend that time, because when we do that, then we can be guided. And when we listen to others around us, then we can be connected. And then when we listen to what's happening around us in our communities and in our world, we can engage. We can engage. We can be instruments of change. We can help to transform that which needs transforming. We can help to bring out or lead forth new things around us, and with people who also want to transform things in that way. Our lives are so important. They're so important. And that's what I want to convey, is what a difference each one of us makes. And we're needed. We are needed in this world because we know, right, what a complex, chaotic world we're living in. And what you bring forth or lead out doesn't have to be a big thing. You don't have to start a foundation. You don't have to move to Sri Lanka, although you can. It can be just, maybe you want to take a stand for love, or for creativity, or for service, or for music, or for animals, or for a particular population. You know, like Brian is heading back to Colombia this week. You get to choose. You get to choose what you want your life to be about and what you want to educate other people about. You get to choose. You know, listen for that information about where your gifts and your talents and your resources might best be used. And know that you're needed in this world. You're really needed to cause and create something. So I'm just curious, in those few moments of silence that we had, did things come up for people? Did you get some answers? Did you get glimmerings that you want to return to? I see some nodding heads. Yeah, that was in just 3 minutes. So I really invite you, as I did last week, to continue going to those important questions, those questions that often we put aside because we're busy, or we're trying to get the turkey done, or we're trying to buy presents, or whatever it is. Especially, as I said, in this holiday season, it can be tough to carve out that time. But these are important questions. These are really important questions. So I'm going to leave you with two more. Somebody once said that the quality of our lives depends on the quality of the questions that we ask. I've never forgotten that. It is so true, right? We're going to have high caliber lives if we ask ourselves high caliber questions. So last week we asked ourselves, how is my light shining? How is my example showing people that faith makes a difference in this world? And the ones that I want to pose to you now are similar but slightly different. One is to really get clear on how faith makes a difference in your life. How does it make a difference in your life? How are you the living embodiment of what you believe? What message is your life speaking? What message is your life giving about what you believe and what you have faith in? And the second question is, how does our faith make a difference in the life of the world? How does our faith make a difference in the life of the world? Because as we say in the service every single Sunday, you make a difference. You matter. We need you. So I invite you during this holiday week, when maybe you'll have a little bit of free time, instead of watching the game. Don't they have games on Thanksgiving afternoon? Find a bit of time where you can reflect some more on these very, very important questions. What do you want to take a stand for? What do you want to be about? What do you want to educate the world about? What do you want your life to speak? Your faith is powerful. And as Charles Wesley once wrote, faith, mighty faith, the promise sees and looks to God alone, laughs at impossibilities and cries, it shall be done. And so it is. Thank you, God. So if Ruben turns down the lights, I'm going to give you just a few more minutes to kind of anchor these thoughts in our time of guided meditation. And let's begin just by remembering who we are, by singing, "We Are Holy," moving to "You Are Holy," and ending with "I Am Holy."
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. You are. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. I am. Holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy.
So as we sit with those questions, as we look around and listen to where we are guided, where we can make a difference, where and who our life can be a message, I'm going to read an affirmative prayer for guidance that I adopted for this reflection today. God is our inner source of inspiration. Whatever question lies before us, the answer and direction lies within us. We open ourselves up to new ideas, new experiences, and new ways of seeing ourselves and those around us, our communities, and our world. Calm and centered, we have a God-given ability to think clearly, to concentrate fully, and to express ourselves perfectly. And we are lovingly directed to our highest good with ease and grace. We affirm that we are divinely inspired, guided, empowered, and prospered. We affirm that we were each made to cause and create something to offer our world. We affirm that there is something precious and holy that we are to bring out and lead forth, to educate others about. And we affirm that you are everywhere present, guiding us to the right and perfect plans, the divine plans for ourselves, for our communities, and our world. We take time now and in the coming days and months and in the new year to turn to our inner compasses, which consistently point us in the right direction. We will follow the guidance we are given with the assurance that the plans and choices we make today will lead us, our communities, and our world to our highest good. And so it is. Thank you, God. So as Ruben turns the lights back on, I invite you to take a few deep breaths again, knowing that you can always return to that beautiful inner sanctuary, and return now to our outer sanctuary and open your eyes. Unity offers positive, practical, progressive spiritual teachings and tools that honor the universal truth in all religions and respects each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. And here at Unity Spiritual Center, we have an inspiring vision, an exciting mission, and compelling values by which we strive to live. And I invite you in joining me in saying them aloud together. Our vision is centered in God. We co-create a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is We are a creative, joy-filled, spiritual community dedicated to healing, inspiring, and transforming the lives of all people through prayer, education, and love. And our values are: we are spirit-led, generous with resources, inclusive, joyously creative, and guided by integrity. And in this space, feeling inspired by our vision, mission, and values, feeling enriched by what we've experienced here today and what we're about to experience in our Thanksgiving community potluck. Let us take time now to be a channel for enrichment through our generous tithes and love offerings, practicing the principle of tithing ourselves as a spiritual community. We will be tithing 10% of the offering collected today to Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute and to Raphael House. So let's take a moment now to bless our offerings, holding them in our hands or next to our hearts as we say our offertory prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
And now we'll have to find someone to actually collect that. Oh, there they are. They're trapped. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to make some racket. I've got someone to help me, and if anybody gets inspired, the basket is there. And because this is going to get a little loud. So is everybody ready for this? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Yeehaw! I'm going to dedicate this one to Roy Clark. He always made me laugh, and plus he could play his buns off, I tell you. I will let my light shine, illuminate the sky. Let my light shine, tell the darkness goodbye. Let my life shine, show everyone the way. Let my light shine like the sun greets the day. Yeehaw! When there is darkness, turn on your light. When something's wrong, you make it right. If there's despair, bring on your smile. Beam up that brightness, and in a little while you will let your light shine, illuminate the sky. Let the light shine, tell the darkness goodbye. I'll let my light shine, show everyone the way. I'll let my light shine like the sun greets the day. All right. If you've got troubles, bring out the cure. There is no reason you must adore Johnny Cash, 'cause we got heaven right here on earth. Everybody's got a light built in at birth. I'll let my light shine, illuminate the sky. Let my light shine, tell the darkness goodbye. Let my light shine, show everyone the way. Let my light shine like the sun greets the day. All right, figure this one out.
And so my story is at an end. There is no reason I can't sin. We all have a light, every boy and girl. So get your light lit and shine on the world.
Let my light shine, illuminate the sky. Let my light shine, tell the darkness goodbye. Let my light shine, show everyone the way. Well, let my light shine like the sun, like that sun greets the day. Thanks for the many blessings that are in our church this very moment. We open ourselves to the infinite possibilities that are ours to choose. We are filled with a mighty faith that empowers and frees us to live our divine purpose and serve our community with excellence. And so it is.
I want to thank all those giving service today, including our ushers, Josephine Tan and Ruben Diaz. I think we had a couple greeters. I know Kathy Russell was one. Gloria, thank you so much for holding down the sound equipment. Valerie Hatfield for stepping in a number of different roles. Rosa and Sylvia for coordinating our potluck. Ron for being percussion, and everybody else who is helping out today. We are so appreciative for your gifts. Speaking of gifts, I did want to officially give you the Shining Star Award, although it's going to be the Prayer of Protection Mouse Pad Award because you are a recipient of a number of years. Michael Hatfield is an employee of our church, but he also volunteers. And one way he really gives of his time and talent and the treasure of his friendships is through our annual concert every year. And we had a fabulous one last month. It's just always such an amazing time, and that's such a labor of love for Michael. So we just want to thank you so much for that and give you the mouse pad. Today we are continuing, as you might have noticed, our jewelry, scarf, and handbag fundraiser. Our fundraiser extraordinaire, Abby McGreevy, is in the back. So please do, as you're browsing around, see what's there that you could take home either to yourself or for others, since the gift-giving season is upon us. But we have some lovely things that have been donated, and of course, it is a fundraiser, so your money is going to work here at the church, and we want to thank you for being a part of that, for donating and for buying. It's a lot of fun and does good for us as well. Also, we are having, as you may have noticed, our potluck today. That's why the tables are the way they are. For those people who've never been here before, I just want to let you know we do have a more traditional seating arrangement on other Sundays, but on this particular Sunday, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, we always have our big annual Thanksgiving potluck. You are most definitely welcome to join us. Please do. We would love the chance to get to know you better. So plan on staying and enjoying, because I know there's a lot of wonderful things out there, and we want to thank everybody who did bring something to the potluck. Let's give those people a nice round of applause. Since we're looking at blessings this week, let's be a blessing as a community. We have a food barrel for the San Francisco Food Bank in the hallway right now. Okay, get ready to get your handkerchiefs out and get your to-do list out, because we only have 2 cans in that big barrel, and we only have a limited amount of time. I think they're coming to pick it up in another week or 2. So please do plan on bringing canned goods and other non-perishable items to put in the food barrel, so that we can, as a community, show our commitment to helping out our community. Next week, author and coach Susan Reeve is going to be coming. She'll be the guest speaker, and she's also going to be doing an afternoon workshop based on her new book, Heart Healing, Living a Wholehearted Life. She is a lot of fun. She's been an executive coach for many, many years, and she is a good friend of mine. I can speak personally to her wisdom, so I hope you will plan on attending that event. And last but not least, as many of you know, we have launched our fall fund drive. We came up with a very audacious goal to try to raise $15,000 by the end of the year. We wanted to see if, as a community, we could match the generosity of someone who left a bequest to us. We have a lot of exciting plans for these contributions, and we'd love to see it continue to rise. So far we have gotten donations of $3,295. I want to thank everybody who has contributed so far. And if you haven't already, please do prayerfully consider giving. No donation is too small or too big, and we would greatly appreciate seeing that thermometer rise as we go forward, meeting a goal that I know that we can achieve. So with gratitude for all of you and all that you do, let's bring in our kids.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the presence of God in you, empowering you to do great things.
Let's just make a circle around our tables and hold each other's hands. Unless we can, maybe we can do it.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well.